critical.
Well, this Halloween was a bit of a letdown. I tried trick-or-treating for several hours to fill this bag up with candy, and, well, I technically did, but it's all candy corn. I mean, they couldn't guess what my costume was. I mean, it's not that hard. Can't you guess what I am? I'm unemployed. But no, it was, oh, that costume is unoriginal. Oh, that's not a costume. And oh, you're way too old to be trick-or-treating. But I mean, come on. It's not like I have a costume just sitting there going, oh, okay, well, that's a bad example. Well, there goes my night. I had this whole thing planned and... What's this? It appears to be a treasure map of sorts. Well, from what I know about getting random treasure maps is that you should definitely follow them, especially if there's a slim chance of treasure. Alright, just one more step and I'm back at my house. Maybe I took a wrong step. Hello! Ah, Jesus! Who are you?
What, who, me? I'm just a professor.
A professor? Professor what?
A professor of science, of course.
Professor of science?
Yes, of course!
What kind of science?
Why, of all sciences, you fool! I am Dr. Professor, by God!
Professor by God?
Yes, probably you've heard of me. I have done a small part-time job as a wrestling commentator.
Okay, well, what are you doing in my house?
Oh, I'm just studying the ghosts.
Oh, okay.
Wait, what? Ah!
Oh, great. I got ghosts in my house. Well, there goes the property value. Yeah, that's great and all, Ghost. Hey, are you gonna pay rent? Because I really don't care if you start haunting here if you pay rent. Alright, well, if you're not paying rent, can you just leave? Because I can't have you squatting here. It'll really put a dent in my sex life. Ha! Hey, shut up. Anyway, seriously, I don't really want to pay a professional to have to force you out. It would be a lot easier for us if you just leave. No, I'm asking you politely to leave. Game? What game? Luigi's Mansion. What if I say no?
Hello there.
No, not Ian McGregor. They need him for Kenobi. He's America's treasure from Scotland. Alright, Ghost, you're on. And I accept your challenge. For Kenobi, I will beat this game. In 8 hours. What? Well, alright then. I guess I'll go downstairs and go get my brother's Nintendo Wii out. This is my brother's Wii console. Was that really necessary? Well, alright then, let's talk about Luigi's Mansion.
Who are you talking to?
Shut up. Luigi's Mansion was a game set as a launch title for Nintendo's Gamecube back in 2001, and the second game that starred the brother Luigi, who to this day is still being neglected by Nintendo. Luigi got a random letter stating that he won a mansion in a contest he never entered, so he proceeds to go and follow the map given to him. What kind of idiot follows a random map he's given? He also told his brother Mario to meet him there, but when Luigi arrives, Mario is nowhere to be found. I wonder where he is. Well, why not just call him out?
Mario!
Behold, one of the most useless mechanics in gaming, ladies and gentlemen, calling for Mario. Now, granted, it was implemented for immersion to show Luigi's main goal in finding his brother, but it's on the A button, which is the biggest button on the controller, and it's the same button that you use to hump things. So before you start humping things, you're going to call out to Mario.
Mario! Oh yeah!
Looking around this tiny house, the only doors that you can go through seem to be locked, and it tells you by showing this cool cutscene that I kinda wish it was live action. Alright, so we need a key. I wonder where we're gonna find one. Well, that can only lead to good things. Oh no, it's a ghosts. Luigi is scared, but thankfully this old man, Professor Egad, comes to the rescue. But oh no, a few more ghosts. We gotta get out of here. Professor Egad then proceeds to tell us about the mansion. It suddenly appeared a few days ago. He apparently spent his youth studying and catching ghosts to turn them into paintings. For some reason. He confirms that Mario indeed went into the mansion and hasn't been seen since. Kinda implying that he's been missing for a few days, but we'll get back to that later. Why yes, I did see the man in red walk in. Your brother, I'm assuming? Did you just scratch your ass? You know, this is kind of important, Luigi. Luigi, could you just stop doing that? Okay, I'm asking you to stop. Okay, fine, forget it. Just go back to the mansion. And let me just say, the graphics are wonderful for a GameCube launch game. Lighting and shading really give it a fun and quote-unquote horror feeling to it. It's very immersive, and you actually feel like you're in a spooky mansion. Right down to Luigi humming to calm his nerves. So how ghost hunting works in this game is you wait until a ghost appears. It usually startles Luigi and makes him jump. Then you flash him with your trusty flashlight to stun them and make a heart appear, letting you use the vacuum at them. You pull away from the ghost while spamming the C-stick around while they deplete their health faster and you win. Kinda like Ghostbusters in a sense.
Mario? Cazzo mazzato roppo tonori, rapato. Para utoro che sono patarini todo. Papi para tutto rapato tutto. Non ho tetto che sono patato roppo con petro.
Here's the problem though, this gimmick gets tiresome and kinda tedious within 2 hours of playing it, and the problems start to surface. The ghost will only spawn behind Luigi, which, okay, makes sense. But Luigi gets scared all the time. Again, that makes sense. But when the ghost appears one after another, Luigi will be scared, one after the other. Sometimes when I flash my light on ghosts and I go to suck them up, they immediately vanish, which just adds more to the aggravation. Walking the hall becomes a chore, especially a few hours in. Ghosts will keep spawning and do their little dance and hand claps, and every time Luigi stops and gets scared. And as far as I'm aware, they'll respawn until you capture one of the stage bosses and the hallway decides to light up. And at a point later on in the game, lightning strikes and shuts off the lights in the entire mansion, so you have to go down and restart the breaker box in the basement. And ghosts will spawn like every 3 seconds, making Luigi walk 2 inches, stop, walk 2 inches, stop, like he's a fucking Pokemon trainer. So your main goal isn't these multicolored ghosts, but the portrait ghosts. Ghosts who were once alive that Egad captured and stuffed in the paintings. Egad tells us to search their hearts to find clues to catch them. Sometimes they work, like, look at this buffness, I'm huge. How'd you like to be my punching bag, weakling? And sometimes they don't, like, ho ho ho, well, go ahead, try to find me. I can see you, but you can't see me. Ho ho ho. Although, some of the ghosts, I'll admit, do have neat puzzles or minigames that goes with them. The Totaka song. Along the way, as you hunt these ghosts, Luigi sees a random button. And from what I learned playing Pokemon Red is that you should flip every switch you find behind a poster. Well, Luigi just unleashed about 50 boos in the mansion. But why were they locked up? Seriously, I assume this is actually a trap, but they're hiding in a hole in a hidden spot that Luigi kinda has to go out of his way to find. And it seems like the only reason he does this is for the plot. So now there's 50 boos, 15 of those making up Boolossus, one of the bosses of the game. Each boo has a clever pun name, and they all like to waste your time. I'm fairly certain these boos' main objective was to lengthen the story time. Whenever I go to suck up the boos, I can never hold them in place, unlike the other ghosts, and the boos will always start heading towards the wall. For example, this single boo kept going in and out of rooms, and it has such a small health, but because Luigi doesn't really lock onto them, it can keep leaving. Sometimes if a boo only has like 50 health, they're quick and easy, but if they're really over 150, expect to walk. And Boolossus is another boo that wants to waste your time. So to fight them, you have to trick them to running these unicorns, and when they do, pop, they become little boos again. You gotta use the ice to freeze them in place and suck them up before they can reform. That seems simple. But I have this one Boo left and he doesn't want to be frozen. Like, come on, Boo, get with the program. And with that, that's the basics of the game. Wait, was that part of the deal?
Fascinating. He seems to be getting powered up by negative energy. Like from a game reviewer who's bitching about a game from 2001.
Hey, nerd.
Huh, what? My name's not James.
Are you gonna help me with this ghost?
Huh? Yeah, sure, I'll help you. Just give me a few minutes.
Alright, well, let's talk about the story. Once you finally go outside and you go down this well, Luigi will discover the location of his brother Mario, trapped in a painting by none other than King Boo himself.
Mario!
And now I can nitpick about the main problems I have with this story. So according to the game's manual, Luigi's got a letter stating that he won a huge mansion in a contest he never entered for. Now Luigi should have said that this is obviously a scam, I'd never entered this, and tossed the letter. Instead, he went up and told Mario and said, "Hey bro, I just won a mansion. Meet me there and we'll celebrate." And Mario must have been there for days, since there's toads in the mansion as well, claiming that the princess sent him to go looking for Mario because he left and never returned. Meaning either Peach is very controlling and Mario's in a toxic relationship, or Mario's been trapped there for days as Luigi decided to take his time walking through Boo Woods into his new house, and yes, I said that correctly, Boo Woods! How is that not a red flag? And this theory is strengthened by the fact that you can find Mario's hat and other personal items, like his shoes, his glove, and his letter. I mean, how else are they going to identify him? So he was definitely planning on staying for a few days. And that's really it, that's the premise. The ghosts do come from Egad's paintings that he was able to turn into because of this machine. But honestly, I don't know how I feel about that. It seems like a weak idea to get different ghosts involved. And I know, it's a Mario game. I'm not really expecting Tolkien levels of story details. I'm just saying that I feel like they didn't care much about Luigi's console launch game and they just wanted to show off the GameCube's capabilities. So you collect all the portrait ghosts, collect all 50 Boos. 40 is required to fight King Boo, but at that point you might as well just get them all. And you're ready to fight King Boo and save your brother. And my god, this boss is bullshit! Every boss fight is the same. Dodge until an object you can suck up and use it as a projectile the boss shows up, stunning them and letting you suck them up. Now, while other bosses let you lock on, like other ghosts in the game, King Boo is a Boo, so you can't lock on really, and have to keep on him while you walk around. And while you're doing this, floating Bowser heads start shooting ice shards at you. You remember how that was one of Bowser's main abilities? And now to get him in that state, you have to dodge his attacks, wait until he throws these spike balls, and then suck them up and attack. But holy hell is this broken! The spike balls are on a timer, so you have a limited amount of time before they explode. After throwing them, Bowser will run right up to them and either fire breath or try to suck up Luigi. This is when you shoot the spike balls at him. But here's the problem. Bowser throws the balls too close to each other most of the time, and then beelines it until he's right on top of you, in which it uses fire breath or sucks you in, as previously stated. You think it would be simple to hit them, but no, sometimes they'll just go right through them. You can't correct yourself in time because of the limited time before the bombs explode. King Boo has 500 health, and because it won't lock on, you can take any amount from like 50 to nothing. But again, Bowser coughs up ice at you, and when you get hit, you're frozen. And so you won't be able to hit Boo again that round. If he manages to inhale you, he'll start chewing you out and take a big chunk of your health. And then right after he spits you out, he'll follow it up with a fire breath, which will hit you and you will lose more health. And there's no way for Luigi to heal in this boss fight, so one mess up and you're dead. That means you're sent back to the menu. Click on the save. Now you have to walk through this mansion to get back to the basement and let King Boo do the talking while you do this. Oh yeah? HowLongToBeat.com, 7.5 hours? Yeah, I can confirm that. I got to the final boss in just under 6 hours and it took me over an hour to beat this guy. Again, I know it's a Mario game boss, but my god, by the end of this I was contemplating arson.
Good evening. As a duly designated representative of the city, county, and state of New York, I order you to cease any and all supernatural activity and return forthwith to your place of origin or to the nearest convenient parallel dimension. That ought to do it. Thanks very much, Ray.
Are you a god?
No.
Then...
Ray, when someone asks you if you're a god, you say yes!
Alright, finally. With King Boo captured, Luigi finally gets his brother Mario into the painting machine and puts it in reverse, freeing Mario of his trap.
Mamma mia. Oh.
Well, seriously, Luigi? Seriously? You're going to laugh at me? Well, Mario, to be honest, you're in a funny position. No, Luigi! I have been trapped in here for days while you were taking your sweet time getting here. And you couldn't have bothered to look into the house to make sure it was up and up? No, you were all like, oh, Mario, bro, let's get this legit mansion I just won. But bro, no, screw this! I'm going on vacation, and you're not invited! And that's the end of Luigi's Mansion. At the end credits, EGAD does use the money you found throughout the game to make your house, and... What? I made over 50 million and I get this small D-ranked house? Where's the rest of my money, Professor? What is this, New York? And oh yeah, the Mario Brothers are usually from Brooklyn, so I guess that checks out. Overall, despite all of the problems Luigi Mansion has, mainly with the controls, I don't really blame the story or think it hurts it. It's an early 2000 Mario game. It's a pretty fun game to play. Once in a while. With breaks in between. There, I finished your game in under 8 hours. Can you leave the house now?
Oh, not good.
Oh, fascinating. I better write this stuff down.
Hey, Professor. Professor!
Oh, son of a bitch. What?
Can you help me with the ghost now?
Oh, right. Here.
A gun?
Yes.
It looks like a Nerf gun.
Well, what can you do? We're in New Jersey.
There's no ammo.
Why, actually, there is ammo. Here.
What's this?
Why, it's a specially made bullet infused with proton molecular anti-phasma.
Okay, yeah. In English, Q.
It's a bullet made to kill ghosts.
Oh, neat. Alright, the ghost is gone. You're freed, Mr. McGregor. You're free to go.
Goodbye, old friend. May the force be with you.
So, when Obi-Wan is inevitably good, you know who to thank.
Come to think of it, Goth Girls probably would have loved a house with a ghost in it.
Oh, man, come on. Now you're telling me? You know what? Get out. Get out of here. Go.
Okay, fine. I didn't want to stay in your house anyway. This place is a dump. Maybe you clean it once in a while. Jeez.
What a loser. Oh, look. The sun rises, showing the break of a new dawn. The 1st of November.
Joy to the world, the Lord is come. Let earth
Oh, sweet Mariah Carey.